We are discussing the middle ear of the human. But before discussing the middle ear of the human, we are discuss the quick review of human ear. The human ear have three main divisions, that is external ear, middle ear, and internal ear. The external ear is composed of the pinna, auricle, this is pinna, and there is tragus and helix of the pinna. The ear canal or auditory canal, this is the external ear, and there is the eardrum or tympanic membrane. The tympanic membrane is continuous and attached with the handle of the malleus. They are attached with the handle of the malleus, and this is the malleus bone, this is the two handle of the malleus bone. Then the incus attached to the malleus and the stapes bone. Then we will discuss the three semicircular canal, interior, medial and lateral semicircular canal, and the cochlea. The cochlea, there is the round window in the cochlea. The nasopharynx continues with the middle ear through a tube like structure that are called eustachian tube or auditory tube. This eustachian tube is more wider and more horizontal in the children, and this is the cause of the spread of the infection through the nasopharynx to the middle ear in the children. But in adult stage they become less horizontal and less wider. There is a cavity that is called tympanic cavity, that is continued with the eustachian tube and this the middle ear. It is called tympanic cavity. The nerve supply of the internal ear is cochlear nerve that supply to the cochlea, and vestibular nerve that supply to these three semicircular canal. The cochlear and vestibular nerve join together and form a single bundle of nerve that is called vestibulocochlear nerve. Now we will discuss the middle ear. The middle ear lies within the temporal bone, the petrous part of the temporal bone, and it continues from the tympanic membrane or eardrum to the lateral wall of the inner ear. This is the lateral wall of the inner ear that continues from the eardrum or tympanic membrane to the lateral wall of the inner ear. The function of the middle ear is to transmit the vibration from the external ear. Then the the sound waves vibrate the eardrum, and these vibrations are transmitted from the external ear through the eardrum to the middle ear. The middle ear transmits these vibrations by the tympanic membrane, then into the malleus, incus and stapes to the inner ear. The parts of the middle ear. The middle ear has a cavity called tympanic cavity. This is a cavity. This is called the tympanic cavity. Tympanic cavity. The tympanic cavity located medially to the tympanic membrane. This tympanic cavity located medially. This is the medial side of the tympanic membrane. This is the lateral side of the tympanic membrane. This tympanic cavity located medially to the tympanic membrane, and there are three small bones in the middle ear. That is called malleus, incus, stapes. These three small bones is called the auditory ossicle because they transmit the oscillations from the eardrum or tympanic membrane to the inner ear. These transmit the sound vibration. The epitympanic recesses are a space. They are located superior, that is above to the tympanic cavity. there is the epitympanic recesses. They are located above the tympanic cavity. This is the tympanic cavity. The epitympanic recesses are located above the tympanic cavity. This is the epitympanic recesses that are located above or superior to the tympanic cavity. The medius are slightly attached to the epitympanic cavity, and incus are partially extend upward. The incus are also partially extend upward. The middle ear is like a box. It has 6 surfaces. The 6 surfaces of the medial wall are the lateral wall. This is the lateral wall that is located at this region, this side. The lateral wall, there is the tympanic membrane. This is the lateral wall of the middle ear. The lateral wall, there is the tympanic membrane in the lateral wall. And in the medial wall, this is the medial wall. There is a medial wall. There is a medial wall of the middle ear. In the medial wall, there is a prominent bulge. This prominent bulge are produced by the facial nerve. The facial nerve, there is a prominent bulge are produced by the facial nerve. Facial nerve travel to the medial wall of the middle ear. This is the medial wall, and this is the lateral wall of the middle ear. Then we will discuss the interior wall. This is the interior wall. The interior wall, this is the interior wall. The interior wall is a thin, bony parts. The auditory tube, that is called eustachian tube, is the interior wall, are located at the interior wall. And a muscle called tensor villi tympani are also located in the interior wall. The tensor villi tympani separate from the internal carotid artery. There is muscle that is called tensor villi tympani located here, and tensor villi tympani. The tensor villi tympani are located at the interior wall. They separate the interior wall from the internal carotid artery. This is the interior wall. Now in the posterior wall, back side of this middle ear. The posterior wall is a bony partition between the tympanic cavity and mastoid ear cell. In the posterior wall of the middle ear, there is bony partition between tympanic cavity and mastoid ear cells. And the posterior wall, superiorly above the posterior wall, there is a hole for the mastoid antrum. In the posterior wall, that is back side of this surface, that is posterior wall, there is also called this posterior wall, that is mastoid wall. Due to mastoid antrums are located superiorly to the posterior wall. Then we will discuss the roof. The roof. There is the roof. Roof is a thin petrous bone. This is the roof. The roof is a thin petrous bone. The thin petrous bone of this roof of the middle ear is called tegmen tympani. This roof separates the middle ear from posterior cranial fossa, that is middle cranial fossa. The roof of the middle ear is made from thin petrous bone, that is called tegmen tympani, that separates the middle ear from the posterior cranial fossa. And there is the floor. The floor is, there is internal jugular vein passing nearby the floor of the middle ear. In the floor, there passes the internal jugular vein. So the floor is also called jugular wall. This is the middle ear. The middle ear has 6 surfaces. Interior wall, this is the interior wall. In the interior wall, there is thin bony parts. The auditory tube or eustachian tubes are located at the interior wall. The tensor villi tympani muscle also located at the interior wall, and this separate from the internal carotid artery. The tensor villi tympani separate the middle ear from the internal carotid artery. This is the interior wall of the middle ear, and this is the posterior wall of the middle ear. The posterior wall of the middle ear, also called the mastoid wall. The posterior wall, there is a bony partition Between the tympanic cavity and mastoid ear cell, there is partition, separation. The superior side, the superior top of the posterior wall, there is mastoid antrum. There is mastoid antrum. And then we will discuss the medial wall. There is the medial wall. The medial wall, there is a prominent bulge called the facial nerve travel nearby this prominent bulge, and this prominent bulge are produced by the facial nerve. There is a prominent bulge. This is the medial wall. And then the lateral wall. In the lateral wall, this is the lateral wall. In the lateral wall, located are tympanic membrane. Then there is the roof. The roof of the middle ear is made of thin petrous bone. Then thin petrous bone is called tegmen tympani. There is the roof. This roof separates middle ear from posterior cranial fossa. This is the temporal bone. There is the petrous part of the temporal bone, and on the roof there is thin bone that is called tegmen tympani. This tegmen tympani separates the middle ear from posterior cranial fossa. And there is the floor. In the floor there is internal jugular vein passing near this floor. The internal jugular vein pass near this floor. So the middle ear is like a box. It has interior wall, posterior wall, medial wall, lateral wall, roof, and floor. So again, the middle ear is like a box. It has the medial wall, it has the lateral wall. This is the lateral wall, and this is the medial wall, interior wall, and posterior wall, roof, and floor. This is the middle ear. The bone of the middle ear are three. That is called malleus. This is the malleus, then incus, and stapes. The three bones, they transmit the vibration from the eardrum or tympanic membrane to the inner ear. The eardrum vibrate when sound waves and sound vibration come here. This vibration is transmitted by the handle of the malleus. This is the handle of the malleus. The handle of the malleus transmits this vibration from the tympanic membrane to the incus, and then from the incus this is transmitted to the stapes, and to the stapes the internal window are present near the stapes. This is called the oval window. The oval window transmits this to the next internal ear system. The malleus have two handles attached to the tympanic membrane, and this is the head of the malleus that attached to the incus bone, and the incus has body. The body is attached to the malleus, and limbs, there are two limbs. The limbs are attached to the stapes, especially the long limb attached to the stapes, and short limb go to the posterior wall of the middle ear. Then the stapes head are attached to the incus, and its head are attached to the incus, and limbs and base of the stapes are attached to the oval window. They are attached to the oval window. Their oval window like this. They are attached to the oval window. Here is the oval window through which the base of the stapes are attached to the oval window for the transmission of these vibrations. The mastoid air cells are located to the posterior part of the posterior part, that is the posterior wall of the middle ear. In the posterior wall, above the posterior wall of the middle ear, that is the superior one, the thin bone are present that separate the mastoid antrum from the middle ear, and in the posterior side, that is the posterior wall, there are hole-like spaces. That is, there is a hole-like spaces of the bone, a petrous bone, temporal bone, petrous part on the posterior wall of the middle ear. This ear cells are spaces that are occupied by the ear. They are occupied by the air. The air are present in this space like lesions on the posterior wall of the middle ear. This space called mastoid ear cell. They are located in the epitympanic recess. There is the handle of the medius above this is on the posterior wall. This is called epitympanic recess. These air-filled spaces in the mastoid part of the temporal bone, air-filled in these spaces, and there is mastoid antrum. There is mastoid antrum. This is the mastoid antrums. The mastoid antrum communicates the ear cell to the middle ear. This is the mastoid antrum that communicate the middle ear and the posterior wall to these spaces, air occupying spaces that link to the middle ear through the mastoid antrum. The mastoid ear cell, this is the mastoid ear cells, and these mastoid ear cells act as a buffer system. These mastoid ear cells act as a buffer system. This mastoid ear cell releases the air through the mastoid antrum into the middle ear. These ear spaces releases the air to the middle ear when the air pressure in the middle ear is low. When the air pressure in the middle ear is low, these air-filled spaces, that is called mastoid ear cell. The mastoid ear cell releases this air to the middle ear when the air pressure is low. There are two muscles in the middle ear that is called tensor tympani and stapedius. The tensor tympani and stapedius contracted in response to loud sound or loud noise. These muscles, that is tensor villi tympani and stapedius, inhibit the vibration and they dampen the vibration of these bone. They inhibit the vibration and dampen the vibration in the noisy surrounding. The tensor tympani originate from the auditory tube, that is eustachian tube and auditory tube. The tensor tympani, this is the tensor tympani originate from the eustachian tube or auditory tube, and they attach to the handle of the malleus. They also attach to the handle of the malleus. This is the handle of the malleus. This tensor villi tympani are attached to the handle of the malleus, and they are originated from the eustachian tube. This tensor villi tympani are innervated by the branch of the mandibular nerve. This tensor villi tympani are innervated by the mandibular nerve. Branch from the mandibular nerve innervate the tensor villi tympani. And other muscle in the middle ear is stapedius, that attached to the stapes. This is the stapes. There is a muscle called stapedius that's attached to the stapes. There is stapedius muscle, and the stapedius muscle are innervated by the facial nerve. In the lateral wall of the inner ear, this is the inner ear, this is the lateral wall, there is a bulge-like structure. This bulge-like structure produced by the facial nerve, and this facial nerve supply to the stapedius. This facial nerve is supplied to the stapedius muscle. The stapedius muscle are attached to the stapes. This is the eustachian tube. The eustachian tube are the continuation of the nasopharynx to the middle ear. This is the eustachian tube. It is more wider, more horizontal, and more shorter in the children. Because of this reason, the nasopharyngeal infection, this is the sore throat or other throat infection, can spread easily from the nasopharynx or from the throat through the nasopharynx, then through the eustachian tube to the middle ear. This infection can easily spread from the throat through the nasopharynx into the middle ear, because in children this eustachian tube in children is more horizontal, more wider and shorter. The spread of infection from the nasopharynx or throat can easily spread to the middle ear in the children. In adult stage, they become narrow and less horizontal. The eustachian tube has two parts, cartilaginous part and bony part. The outer cartilaginous part and the inner bony part. They can nasopharynx to the middle ear. They can continue the nasopharynx. This is the nasopharynx to the middle ears, and this extend from the interior wall of the middle ear. Interior wall of the middle ear, there are eustachian tubes that extend from the nasopharynx to the middle ear.